have the first step and the second step both in blue. Okay? Because really it's done right here. There is no GCF. Okay? So, now I'm going to go to the third step and I'm going to put that in green. Okay? And I'm going to write it up. Usually I just write it in here. I'm going to write it down below like you should be doing in your notes so that you know every step, especially if you're not using colors, because it's so crucial that you know all the steps, because otherwise it's done and you're like, yeah, how'd I get there when you get home? Right? Right? So, yeah, use your steps when you're taking the notes. And a lot of times professors don't show the steps, right? And that's when you have to make good notes in your notes. When you notice them doing another step, you write it as another step. If it looks like another step, then you write it as another step, right? So it's really a key thing. So now I'm just going to bring this down, like Eve was saying. You know, well, don't we just bring down the first? Yes, every time, every time, every time. And we'll talk about how they can switch at the end this time. But every time, that first sign comes straight down. From here, I look at this sign and it tells me something. And remember, minus is difference or different. And plus is the same. So this one is minus. It's different. What that tells me is that these are different. So if this one is plus, this one's different. It's minus. It has to be different than the first one. Okay? Alright, so that's the third step. Our actual second step, right? Because we just want to. And that's what we're showing in two colors. Boom, boom. Okay, so now we go to our fourth step, which is our actual third step. Kind of confusing, but just let it be. Alright, so we're going to come in with red. And I'm going to go fourth step, which is what? Oh, I wrote parentheses here. And it's about the signs. I don't know why I did that. Third step was the signs. I'm looking at the signs. It's all about the signs. Okay. All right. Fourth step is product and sum. So I come over here and I just write product and sum. And the product is the first coefficient times the last coefficient. Wow, it's a big number, right? But who cares? It's just a number. Well, you're going to just do 4 times 8, which is 32, plus a 0 at the end because it's 40. And then 4 times 0 is 0, and 4 times 1 is 4. So yeah, it's a huge number. It's 40,000. 320. Wow. 40,320. Is that right? Or would it be right? Well, 100 times 40. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 40,000. Okay, so that gives me an estimate. I'm just going in my head going, wait, for some reason that looks a little big, but no, it's right. Because I just take 100 times 40 and I get 40,000. So, yeah, 40,320. Huge number. Sucks, but it's okay because now I look at this middle number and that is the sum. Okay? And the key here is, see how I'm circling that second thing? That tells me what kind of sum it is. It's a sum, but you're adding a negative in the sum. So really you're finding a difference. Because remember, this problem is a difference problem. So in the sum, we're finding a difference. And that's where it can get confusing a little bit. But once you do enough of these, it should lay it out. Now, if we're finding a difference, that means we're going to find two numbers that are 51 apart from each other. but multiply to be this. Okay? Now, right off the bat, I just, you know, when I got these big numbers, I use numbers that are simple, right? So a number that's really simple for me is 40, because 40, and we always want to put big numbers first, so 40 and 108, okay? When I multiply those, I get that number, right? Because that's how we got the number. I want to see how close they are right off the bat. I just want to see how close they are. That gives me where to go. So I've got 108 minus 40. And so I've got 8 and I've got 60. So I got 68. They're pretty close to 51, right? So now I just got to keep using numbers that are really close to 40, but still go into 40,320. Now, obviously, this is where we want to use our calculator. You know, not abuse it. It's not doing the work for us, right? But we're using a calculator to help us with some of the math, especially big number math like this. So, great. But when you use a calculator that has batteries, it's easier. Okay, let's try this one. Alright. 40,320 divided by 50. I'm choosing a number that's close to 40, but it's a little further away. 50 because it ends with a 0, right? So 50, enter. So it's 806.4. So let's try 60. So 40, 3, 20, divided by 60. Oh, cool. It worked, but I don't know if it's working. But it's 60, and it's 672. Oh, whoa. Wait a minute. 4 times 108. Enter. It is, I did get this wrong. It's 4,000. Why was I coming up with 40,000? 40 times 100. Oh, I did 100. I was adding 3 zeros. Silly man. Alright, so that makes it a lot easier. So 40, but it still gives us our prime thing, which is 108 minus 40, and I still get the 68. So now I'm going to do 4,320 divided by 50, and it's going to give me an 86 point something. So I'm going to try 4,320 divided by 60, and I get 72. So 72 and 60.
Okay, you changed colors on it. Does that matter? You had it in.
Oh, I'm going to do it in red. Sorry, I got kind of jangled. So 60. I want to do this in 60. So now what do I got? They got a little too close. So we're at 12. So we went from So this was 68. Now it's 12. So I'm getting closer, right? So what should I determine? What does that help me determine? I'm getting further away from where I want to be, right? So it's somewhere up here. It's in between the 60 and the 40. All right. By the way, the 50 went in there 86.4 times, right? So 86.4 times 50 would put us at what? Minus would put us at So right there, that's telling us we're going too far, too fast. Right? So I can start, okay, I'm 36.4, so I'm going too far, too fast at 50. I should have never went to 60. So I need to go, it's between 40 and 50. So if I went that far, that fast, right, then I only want to go a little bit below 68. Then let's try 42. Why am I trying a 2 rather than a 1? I'm hoping. Yeah, because they're both even numbers. That's all. I'm just kind of using some logic. So not even knowing if it's going to work. 4, 3, 2, 0 divided by 42 is 102. So 102.8 minus 42 puts us at 60. So I'm getting down, but it's still not far enough, right? I want to get to 51, right? So a little bit further, maybe 44 or 45. Maybe 45 because it says 0. 5 might work good. So 4, 3, 2, 0 divided by 45. Enter. 96. So 96 minus 45 is what?
51.
Oh. So that's the one we want. Okay? So it took a little bit of manipulation, but we found it. Okay? And so now we know we're there. 96 and 45. Oops. Sorry about that. I want to put it in another thing. So 40x plus 96 and 40x minus 45. Okay. Supposed to pick my daughter up. So, all right. So yeah, 96 and 45. We know that makes the 51. We know we're there, but we're not done. Why aren't we done? Star cleanup. So now I got to clean up my star. So I need to take out 40, but 40 doesn't go into either of these. But 5 goes into this. And 5 times what is 40? 8. Oh, Lord help me. I'm hoping 8 goes into this. Otherwise, maybe 10 and 4, but obviously 10 doesn't go in, right? Does 8 go into 40? 5 times. Does 8 go into 96? 12. So it worked. Sweet. 5 goes into 40. 8 times. And 5 goes into... So it worked. Hard. But it does, I mean, yeah, this was a big number, 4,300. In fact, when you do it wrong, it's even bigger. But the point is, it's a big number, but that's why we have calculators to help us out with these big numbers. Use your calculator, though. When you divide by 40, you know, or you multiply by 40 or divide this by 40, right? You take the 2 and you go, okay, that's 68. Now let's go to 50. And that's what I should have done right away, because this tells me I'm at 36. So I know that it's in between. 51 is in between the two. Right? So it's in between 40 and 50. So then I go to 42. And I was like, well, it took me a little farther away, but it's a little closer to 50. So then I tried 45. It really wasn't that many tries. And when you're trying them with the calculator, it's just, hey, does it go into it nicely? It does. Then I subtract them and see what it is. So, nice and neat. I think it worked out good.
You're at 17 minutes. You might have missed the end.
Yeah, so what I'll have to do